back at Armature in Bend. Kaycee Anseth is a collage artist who started a career in painting, making beautiful art since basically the womb, and stationed as one of the resident artists at Armature. Kaycee is here to tell us all about her unique art form. This is very cool.
Thank you.
I love what you do, but you've been painting for a really long time. Tell me about your history. How did you just, I mean, it came natural to you, obviously.
It did. I think 5 years old, someone gave me an art book, and I was like, you know, Louvre paintings or whatever, and I was just gone after that.
Do you, well, looking back, and I don't know who your parents are or any of your upbringing, but do you, I talk, like with my daughter, I think she's very artistic, but I try to let her go and be exactly who she is and not tell her, give her any parameters. Was that like you when you were growing up?
I think they tried to guide me a little bit, but I was always just too distracted. Like, instead of playing with ponies, I was like building the barn for the ponies, or, you know, playing dress up, I was drawing clothes instead. So.
Right. So how did you get into collage art?
About 7 years ago, I was making a going away present for some friends of mine, and I didn't have time to do a painting, so I just started clipping out pieces of paper, gluing them down, and then I was just eureka kind of moment.
How does it? I mean, how does it start? Do you have an image in mind? Do you follow an image, or is there something, or does it happen organically?
Sometimes I'll either have an image in mind of something I want to represent. Like, my friend took a photograph of this horse, and so it was. I asked her if I could borrow it as reference. So that was the starting off point for this one. Sometimes it's a pattern that I see, or just a palette that I like, and it goes from there. So. And
how long does something like this take?
80 hours to 100 hours, depending on the size.
Yeah.
The bigger, obviously, the more time it takes.
Yeah. But you've been here. You were one of the first, if not the first person in this building. What was it when you came in here? Tammy said that you walked in and she told you it's going to be fantastic, and you said, thumbs up, here's my check.
The light in here is great, and then the fact that there's the roll-up garage doors, and plus, you know, Sparrow Bakery.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of addicted to their macaroons. So.
No, well, it's a good place to be creative, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And speaking of, this whole Ironworks district area is really kind of a cool up-and-coming space in here. What is it about this area that's starting to attract people in here?
Wow, that's a good question. I think once you have one, they just, it's like others follow. I don't want to say that we're lemmings, but artists definitely gravitate toward each other.
Yeah.
So.
We had an artist, Eric, Tamby, what's his last name? Thompson, thank you, on earlier this week. And he had moved over here from Salem, and he talked about, and you told me earlier in the break that you came from Tennessee, and I'm sure it's obviously very creative there too, but he told me that coming over here, that was a real eye-opening for him, how creative it is, and also how open people are to encourage creativity.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I think that's building the community of people that see that you're doing something and are willing to, you know, pipe up and say, keep going, keep going. That's, I mean, the workhouse is great for that. And the overlap with Tamby here, and then all the other artists coming in. So.
Yeah, well, and it's cool. People, I mean, people can actually come in and see you work too, right? Yeah. And do you sell your art other than here? Do you sell it other places?
I do. I show around town quite a bit for First Fridays, and then also last Saturdays here have been great. Right now I have stuff up at Visit Bend downtown, so they've been a great patron for me. I've had work up there for about 6 months. So. Yeah.
And if you don't get an original, if you're not quite in the budget for an original yet, you can get prints of a lot of these things too, right? Which is fantastic. But on another note, coming up after the break, you're going to play some music because you just got back from Tennessee last night.
Last night. I went on an art and music making journey.
That's great.
Yeah, with my sidekick.
That's great. Another Kaycee, and then we'll meet him after the break. But we'll hear some music from your album that you just recorded in Tennessee.
Yeah. It's a demo. It's rough, but it's good.
That's okay. That's great. It's organic. It kind of fits in this space. I can't wait to hear it. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Stay right here because we're going to have you back right after the break. My Window from Armature will be right back.